back to the Book Nook podcast. We're diving deep into Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop by Alba Donati. Now, I know you've all read it.
Yeah.
So we're not going to rehash the,
The bailies.
We're going to unpack some of the deeper layers
Right.
and explore what makes this story so captivating.
I think what struck me was how this, seemingly simple story of a woman opening a bookshop
Right.
in a tiny village actually speaks to some, really powerful trends in the, book selling world and beyond.
Yeah, okay, let's dive into that. What I think is fascinating is that Alba chose to open her bookshop
Yes.
in Luciana, a village of only 180 people.
Right.
Why not a bustling city with a ready-made customer base?
I think that's where Alba's vision really shines through.
Okay.
She wasn't just opening a shop.
Yeah.
She was creating a community hub. A space where books could, connect people in a meaningful way.
Right.
And remember, she left behind a successful career in Florence
Yes.
to pursue this.
Right.
So it was a conscious choice. Yeah.
To return to her roots and build something special in a place that, needed it.
And that choice really resonated with people.
Yeah.
The way she funded the bookshop through
Yeah.
crowdfunding is a testament to that.
Absolutely. But, think about it. Her crowdfunding success wasn't just about raising money. It was about building anticipation,
Okay.
a shared sense of ownership.
Right.
By the time the bookshop on the hill opened,
Yeah.
it already had this loyal following of people
Yeah.
who felt personally invested in its success.
Right.
That's a brilliant marketing strategy, even if it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, it speaks to the power of shared passion, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that this passion extended beyond the local community
Right.
to book lovers all over the world.
Precisely. And that's something that we're seeing more and more these days.
Right.
Bookstores transcending their physical locations to become part of these global communities.
It's like a modern day salon, isn't it?
A place where ideas are exchanged and connections are forged both online and in person.
Exactly. And Alba's background as a book publicist
Right.
definitely played a role here.
Yeah.
She understood the importance of creating a buzz,
Yes.
of connecting with readers
Right.
on a personal level.
Speaking of personal connections,
Yes.
one of the things that struck me about the book
Yeah.
was Alba's approach to curating the bookshop. She didn't just stock bestsellers.
Right.
She went out of her way to find
Yeah.
those hidden gems, as she calls them.
That curatorial aspect is crucial.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sense of discovery
Right.
for the customer, and it's something that sets independent bookstores apart from the big chains.
Each book is handpicked, infused with Alba's passion and knowledge.
Right, and remember, each diary entry ends with a list of that day's book orders.
Right.
It gives us this fascinating glimpse into the reading tastes of our customers.
Yeah.
We can actually see those hidden gems finding their way into the hands of readers.
Yeah, it's like a window into the soul of the bookshop, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And it also reinforces that this isn't just about selling books.
Right.
It's about connecting the right book
Yes.
with the right reader.
Absolutely. And Alba takes that connection a step further by creating a truly immersive experience.
Ah, yes, the tea. I have to admit, I'm a sucker for a bookstore that serves tea.
But it's more than just the tea itself.
Right.
It's the atmosphere she cultivates. The
right.
cozy cottage setting, the carefully chosen merchandise,
Yes.
the teas inspired by literary heroines.
Oh, my goodness.
It all adds up to the sensory experience that deepens the connection to
Yeah.
the world of books.
It's like she's appealing to all the senses.
Yes.
You can smell the old books,
Right.
taste the tea,
Yeah.
feel the texture of a beautiful hardcover.
And you can imagine yourself curled up in a comfy armchair,
Yes.
lost in a good book.
It's a total escape. And I think that's something we all crave these days.
Right.
A space to disconnect from the digital world
Yeah.
and reconnect with the simple pleasure of reading.
And speaking of connection, don't forget that Alba's bookshop isn't just a physical space.
Right.
It's also an online community.
Yeah.
She uses social media, her blog, even collaborations with international authors to extend the reach of the bookshop and create a buzz.
Right. She understands that a modern bookshop needs to exist in both the physical and digital realms.
It's a smart strategy.
Yeah.
It allows her to connect with readers all over the world, share her love of books,
Right.
and promote those hidden gems
Yeah.
that might otherwise get lost in the noise.
If you're enjoying the Book Nook podcast so far, don't
Yeah.
forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a review. We love hearing from fellow bookworms like you.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of Alba's story.
Right.
But like any good story, there's also a moment of adversity, a challenge that tests her resilience.
Right. And in this case, that challenge comes in the form of a devastating fire that engulfs the bookshop in 2020.
Oh, it's heartbreaking to even imagine losing something you've poured so much love and energy into.
It really is.
Yeah.
But what's so remarkable is how this tragedy ultimately reveals the depth of the community that Alba has cultivated.
Tell me more about that.
Well, the fire could have been the end of the bookshop.
Right.
But instead, it becomes a catalyst for an even stronger outpouring of support.
Wow.
People rally around Alba, donating books, money, and countless hours to help her rebuild.
It's a testament to the power of human connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in the face of adversity.
Absolutely. And there's a particularly poignant story in the book about a woman who donates her late mother's entire book collection.
Yes. I was so moved by that gesture.
Yeah.
It speaks to the emotional connection people have with books.
Right.
And the way books can bridge generations.
It's a powerful reminder that books are more than just objects. They're vessels of memories, emotions, and shared experiences.
Yes.
And in this case, they become symbols of hope and resilience.
It's a beautiful example of how even a small act of kindness can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
It's interesting how the fire, well, obviously a devastating event, actually reinforces one of the central themes of the book, the power of community.
It's a powerful reminder that even in our increasingly digital world, real human connection matters, and it's something that Alba consciously cultivates in her bookshop.
You can really feel that sense of community throughout the book.
Yeah.
Especially in the way it's structured. Those diary entries give us such an intimate glimpse into Alba's daily life and the rhythms of the village.
It's like we're right there with her, experiencing the highs and lows, the quiet moments and the bustling days.
Yeah, and what I find particularly insightful are the book orders.
Yes.
She lists at the end of each entry.
It's more than just a list of books. It's a reflection of the community she's built.
Yes.
You can see what people are reading. What topics are resonating with them. It's like a literary pulse check on the village.
Exactly. And you notice how those orders shift and change over time.
Yes.
Reflecting current events, seasonal trends, even personal milestones in people's lives.
It's a subtle but powerful way of showing how the bookshop is woven into the fabric of the community.
And it's not just limited to the local community either. Remember, Alba has a knack for attracting readers from all over the world.
Absolutely. And that's where her entrepreneurial spirit comes in. She uses social media, collaborations, even those teas inspired by literary heroines to create a buzz that extends far beyond Lucignana.
It's like she's created this global network of book lovers, all connected through her passion and vision.
And it all comes back to that central idea of the bookstore as a community hub, a place where people can gather, share ideas, and celebrate the love of literature.
You know, one of the things that struck me while reading the book was Alba's unwavering optimism. Even in the face of setbacks, she never loses sight of the joy and beauty that books bring to our lives.
It's infectious, isn't it?
It is.
Her enthusiasm leaps off the page, and it makes you want to go out and find your own hidden gems. To rediscover the magic of getting lost in a good story.
It's a reminder that books can be a source of solace, inspiration, and connection, no matter what challenges we're facing in our own lives.
And Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop is a testament to that. It's a story about resilience, community, and the enduring power of books to bring people together.
Speaking of bringing people together, Alba's bookshop becomes a refuge for the community after the fire. A place where people can come to heal and rebuild.
It's a beautiful example of how a physical space can become so much more than just bricks and mortar. It becomes a symbol of hope.
A reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail.
And it's in those moments of shared grief and resilience that the true strength of a community is revealed.
Absolutely. It's about coming together, supporting each other, and finding solace in shared experiences. And it's something that Alba fosters not just through books, but through her genuine warmth and compassion.
You can feel that warmth radiating from the pages of her diary. It's like she's inviting us all into her world to share a cup of tea, a good conversation, and the transformative power of literature.
And that's ultimately what makes Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop such a captivating read.
Yes.
It's not just a story about a bookshop.
Right.
It's a story about human connection, resilience, and the enduring power of dreams.
It's a story that reminds us that even in the smallest of villages, the most extraordinary things can happen when people come together with a shared passion.
And it's a story that inspires us to create our own little pockets of community.
Whether it's in a physical space or an online forum where we can share our love of books and connect with others who share our passion.
You know, it's funny. We started this conversation by talking about trends in the book-selling world. But what's so remarkable about Alba's story is that it transcends trends. It taps into something deeper, something universal about the human need for connection and belonging.
It's a timeless story, really, and it resonates with readers on such a personal level because it reminds us of the power of community, the importance of pursuing our passions, and the simple joy of getting lost in a good book.
It's a book that stays with you long after you've turned the final page. And it leaves you feeling hopeful, inspired, and perhaps even a little bit more connected to the world around you. And it's not just about escaping into fictional worlds, is it? Alba's story also highlights the power of books to teach us about different cultures, perspectives, and ways of life.
Absolutely. The books she chooses for her shop and the ones her customers order reflect a wide range of voices and experiences. It's like she's curating a microcosm of the world right there. In that tiny Tuscan village.
It reminds me of that saying, a book is a window to the world. And Alba's bookshop is like a house with windows on all sides. Offering glimpses into countless different worlds.
And what I find really fascinating is that the diary format allows us, the readers, to peek into those windows alongside Alba. We see which books she's excited about, which ones she's recommending to specific customers, and which ones are sparking conversations in the shop.
It's like we're getting a behind-the-scenes tour of her book-selling philosophy. Her thought process as she connects readers with the books that will resonate with them.
Exactly. And it makes you realize that book selling isn't just a transaction. It's an art form. It's about understanding people, knowing your inventory, and having a passion for storytelling that you can share with others.
It makes you appreciate the role of booksellers in our lives, doesn't it? They're not just salespeople, they're guides. They're matchmakers between readers and the stories that will stay with them.
Absolutely. And in Alba's case, she's also a bit of a community builder, bringing people together not just through books, but through those shared experiences we talked about earlier, the conversations, the events, even that ever-important cup of tea.
Speaking of which, I'm now officially craving a trip to Italy. A pile of books and a steaming cup of tea.
I know, right?
But even if we can't all teleport to Tuscany right now, Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop offers a wonderful escape.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a literary vacation. You can practically smell the fresh air, hear the birds singing, and feel the warmth of the Tuscan sun on your skin.
And it reminds us that sometimes the most fulfilling adventures are found not in far-off exotic locales, but in the simple pleasures of community, shared passions, and the pursuit of a dream, no matter how unconventional it may seem.
And that's ultimately what makes Alba's story so inspiring, right? It's a reminder that it's never too late to chase your dreams, to create something meaningful, and to build a community around something you love.
So what does this all mean for us, the readers? I think Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop challenges us to think about the role of books in our own lives and communities.
It does. It asks us, what kind of bookstore would we create? What stories would we share? How can we foster a deeper connection to the world of literature and the people around us?
It's a question worth pondering, isn't it? And if you're looking for some inspiration, I highly recommend picking up a copy of Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop.
Absolutely.
It's a book that'll stay with you long after you've turned the final page.
And if you're enjoying these deep dives into the world of books, be sure to subscribe to the Book Nook podcast and leave us a review. It helps other book lovers like you discover the show.
Thank you for listening to the Book Nook podcast. We hope this deep dive into Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop has inspired you to seek out your own literary adventures. Don't forget to check the link in the description to get your own copy of the book.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy reading.